If we were a rational and logical species, would we not just immediately assume that this is the bike everyone would jump on? It does the exact same thing that the Honda does. Look at, and Honda's so clever. They don't put their name on the gas tank. That's the most revered real estate on a motorcycle. They don't put their name on there. Are they ashamed of it? No. Heck no. They like it. They know that this thing is creating confusion in the marketplace. It's a look-alike. It's a clone. And they know that if they're creating confusion in the marketplace, that you as a consumer can buy this motorcycle, ride it up and down your street, and the people that see you riding on it don't know that it's a Honda either. They're assuming that you're the cool guy, the cool chick who dropped all the money on a Harley. But didn't have to because you got a Honda instead. So if we were a rational, logical species, this is the bike everybody would jump on. But in the United States, the Harley outsells this one by 20 to 1. And in Japan, where this bike, actually every market in the world, these two bikes compete, the Harley slaughters it. In Japan, where this is built, and the Harley costs the equivalent of over $50,000, the Harley outsells it 15 to 1. If it made sense, it wouldn't work. If we tried to compete the way we always had the industry before our price stuff, we'd be dead. I wouldn't be here right now. If it made sense, it wouldn't work. What are you doing to get people to like your business, your approach to business? Because that's how we create preference. How do we get people to not discuss price easily? We never bring it up. Why would we? As soon as we start talking price and numbers, what engages? The brain! We don't ever want to compete in the brain. And guess what, folks? Neither do you. It's a toxic environment in the brain. Now, what's the first thing that guy just said to you? Please don't answer because you'll be wrong. He looked at that and immediately processed data. Said, oh, look, I see a Harley. Oh, he's a Harley person. That's the first thing that he said to me. Well, you know what? That's not the first thing that he said. You're right. He's obviously a Harley person. But you had to process data to come up with that. You had to look at that and connect some dots, tap into your memory banks, etc., to come up with that conclusion. The first thing that this guy said to you is the antidote for how the world works. This guy has the answer on how do we create more demand for what we're doing. How do we create preference in the hearts of the people that we serve for our approach to business, such that they will take things like price out of the equation? How do we get customers and people to support our business that like what we're doing so much that they will proactively, without being asked, recommend us to other people, send more people our way? How do they make it easier for us to attract and retain employees so we're not constantly having to train and retain people only to lose them to our competitors? He just told you. What's the first thing this guy said to you? The first thing he said to you is the same thing that every human being that's ever graced the planet wishes that they could grab you by the throat with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of their life. 3 simple words. What are they? Look at me. I'll make it 2 words. Notice me. I defy you to not look at, notice, and react to the single most important human being in the universe. Me. If this guy did nothing more than pop in through that side door, walk across the front of the room, and well, I was hoping there'd be a door here, and he'd walk out the door on this side. He'd be in the room for 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 30 years from now, you'd remember that you saw him, but that's not the point. He's walking out that door, and for a few short seconds of his life, and you'll never hear me use a time span that lasts more than a few short seconds. For a few short seconds of his life, he feels really good about himself. And why does he feel good about himself? He could not help but notice that every eyeball and every socket and every head in this room was looking directly at the single most important human being in the universe, me. And he's out that door and he feels damn good about himself. For a few short seconds. He's been noticed. He's been reacted to. He's been validated. Well, where's the lesson in this? How do we apply it in our business? Here's the lesson. It's a lesson that we learn the hard way. Let's look at the world that we're all doing business in right now. Let's look at what we as human beings have done to ourselves. We are a totally invisible species now. Totally invisible. If an alien came down from another planet to observe us, what would they see? What would they see? They see the first thing that they would report back is that we have just witnessed the single largest mass consumption society that's probably existed anywhere in the known universe in the history of the world. They'll say, we are seeing people on planet Earth that are alive for the first time. They're the first generation of people to be alive during a time on this planet that anything that's within their financial grasp is available to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at or near the price that they expect to pay. The net result of that is human beings have become tremendous creatures of habit. We buy the same things week after week after week from the same people week after week after week. We know before we pull off any freeway into any city that we've never been on in our life, we know exactly what's waiting for us at the other end. Yay, it's McDonald's. Yay, it's Burger King. You know, Joanne Fabrics, everybody. Yay. Maybe more about me than you need to know. But they're all there waiting for us. You'll feed your family the same groceries 52 weeks in a row, despite the fact that 7 nights a week at the dinner table they're asking for variety. Why aren't they getting the variety? Because the stuff is right on the shelf where it was last week. It's a brain-dead experience going through a grocery store, as it is going through just about any retail environment. Grab it, throw it in the shelf. Ah, shit, they'll eat it. Throw it in the shelf. Bang, they're done. Grab it, take it home, shove it in your mouth, forget about it. We don't think about it. We're totally invisible. We're moving deeper and deeper into a digital realm. We're never going to stop it. I ain't knocking it. But what's the problem with that? The faster and the deeper we move digital, the more humanity as a whole suffers. Because we know, and every sociologist in the world will tell you, that human beings need validation from other human beings that we're okay, that we're necessary, that we're neat, that we're desirable, that we're sexy, that we're cool, that we're funny. Whatever it is we feel about ourselves, we need to see being reflected back to us from other people. This is called validation. Validation is extremely difficult to get in the digital realm. We need to look at somebody. We need to see their eyes light up when they're in our presence to see, I've got a connection with another human being. Harder and harder and harder to get. Don't call the company that built your car and see if you can speak to a live human being. Think you can do it? Call a health insurance company sometime. Good God. What's the first thing the computer-generated voice prompt tells you? For sales, hit 1. Hit 1. You don't even get the button all the way pushed down. It says, there's all them up instantly. 1,000th of a second or so. Hello, there's always somebody there waiting for you. Question with your claim? Uh-oh. Problem with your